Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Small Tech Bytes. My name is Carl and today I'm giving you my top 5 tablets you can purchase right now at the beginning of early 2014. Number 5 on the list is the LG G Pad 8.3, a very solid tablet. It's got that beautiful aluminium back. It's a very good tablet. It's obviously running with Android KitKat now, the latest operating system from Android. We've got a 1080p display, well a 1200p display if you want to be specific. And it rocks at 273 pixels per inch, which is outstanding, you have to admit. And also, one of the best things about this tablet is it costs £200. £200, which is ridiculous in this kind of market for tablets at the moment. It has a Snapdragon 600, which is a very solid processor. Not as good as the 800, which we'll see later in the list, but it's still a very solid processor, and you cannot fault it. 2 gigs of RAM in this thing, and everything runs silky smooth. We also get an SD slot, so we can put in our micro SD cards, we can put in that extra storage just in case you don't buy enough initially, and you just have that option, which is always brilliant to have. Also in the list of great features of this tablet is the fact that it is just a really good useful size. The 8.3 size is just perfect. 7-inch was very good to begin with. We've got bigger phones and bigger tablets like 10 inches, 12-inch tablets. So the 8-inch is that good middle ground now and kind of rapidly overtaking the 7-inch market. Number 4 on the list is the Nexus 7. Still a very solid device. You will always receive the first software updates with a Nexus device. £200, just as like the LG G Pad, but this does have a very unique display, you could say. 1920 by 1200 again, but this time they managed to cram in 323 pixels per inch, which is absolutely gorgeous. You just have to have that kind of display on tablets, I think. I just think they look beautiful. They look so much better and such an improvement from the 2012 Nexus 7 edition. 2 gigs of RAM in this as well, so everything runs just as smooth. But it does have the Snapdragon S4 Pro, which is not as good, but still a very solid processor nevertheless. Also, it does have wireless charging in case you are interested in just popping your device down to charge on its little dock, but that's something that you have to remember. As soon as that comes off, it's not charging anymore, which is something which can put a few people off. One of the best things about this tablet though has to be the fact that it is that 7-inch form factor. I think, personally for me, that is more useful than a big 8-inch tablet. I think the 7-inch is pretty good that you can just put it in a pocket, you can slide it into like your bag or just anywhere like that. It just fits in really well. And even for ladies, straight in that handbag, not a problem. It doesn't weigh anything, it looks really good, really sleek and stylish as well. So it's a good tablet to have. Number 3 is the iPad Air or iPad Mini Retina, depending on what you feel. The iPad Air is £400 and that is the one I'm mainly going to be talking about. This is a big 9.7-inch display, 264 pixels per inch, that beautiful Retina Apple display that we all know and love. iOS 7, and with the App Store and iTunes, you just get the most amount of access to the best kinds of media, games, music, films, you name it. The iStore? Yeah, the App Store, iTunes, you name it, has the best form of media. And that is one of the best selling features of this tablet. Obviously, it weighs practically nothing. 469 grams is incredibly light for a 10-inch tablet. And that is something that the Apple are really pushing. The fact how light this tablet is, how thin it is, how comfortable it is to hold. It may only have a dual-core processor and may only have 1 gig of RAM. But that doesn't matter. This hardware is optimized for the software, and the software is optimized for the hardware, so everything runs silky smooth on these new tablets. And it's just something that you can't fault. The battery life is incredible on the iPad Air. Probably the best battery life you will ever experience on a tablet right now. And that just has to be, you have to give Apple credit for that. It's a very solid product and a very good iteration compared to the last version of the iPad. Number 2 on the list is a bit of a strange one. It was also £400 and it's not probably the one that everyone is expecting. It is the Nokia Lumia 2520, and the Nokia Lumia 2520 is a very good device. I have to admit that. The specs is just incredible. Obviously you can get it in red or you can get it in black. I like the red. I think the red looks really vibrant, really cool, really different to be honest. I love the plastic backing and the general feel of the tablet. It may feel a little cheap at first, but when you look at what's inside it and how it is and everything that runs on it, it's a very solid tablet. Obviously it runs Windows 8.1 RT, people may prefer a Surface Pro, but for me a Surface Pro is just a kind of a touchscreen laptop without the keyboard. So that's why it doesn't really make the list as Surface Pro, because you can make that thing so powerful that it's not really a tablet. So there's no point putting it in the list. But it does have a 10.1 inch 1080p display, 218 pixels per inch, Snapdragon 800, which is the kind of the motherload of processors at the moment, which people really like. Minimum of 32 gig RAM. That is actually the base model, will come with 32 gigabytes of RAM, 2 gig of RAM inside there as well, and it's just a very solid machine. Not forgetting the fact that this thing has a micro HDMI slot, micro USB, USB 3.0, NFC, 4G LTE as standard, and you can charge this thing from 0 to 80% in just 1 hour. Also, the HTML5 browser, it is Internet Explorer. It's maybe not what people may use as their preferable browser choice, but a HTML5 browser opens up so much more possibilities when you're browsing the internet. You can view so much more things, you can have effects that you can't usually see on, say, a non-HTML browser, a non-HTML5 compatible browser, but you also get full Microsoft Office, and the fact that this tablet is £400 with 4G as standard is an absolute bargain. And then number 1 on my list is the Samsung Note Pro 12.2. It is the most expensive tablet. Bare minimum rock bottom price for this tablet is £650. But when you think about it, you do get what you pay for. It is a 12.2 inch 2560 by 1600 display, which is incredible, and it looks phenomenal. We've seen the similar display on the Nexus 10 and it looks great. A very beautiful screen that Samsung made on the Nexus 10. And one good thing about this tablet is the fact it has 3 gigs of RAM, as an octa-core processor, which means 8 cores for your tablet, which is insane. And also it has the micro USB slot, USB 3.0 again, opens up that expansion, the possibilities. You could plug in maybe a USB hard drive, you could plug in a keyboard, a mouse, a headset, you name it. USB 3.0 is a definite plus thing to have. And one thing I do like about this tablet is obviously the fact that it's got a 4-way compatible viewing system. So that, say you have Chrome open, YouTube open, your notes open, and maybe Facebook open, all at one time, all on the same screen. It looks really good. They all get about 3 inches of the screen each, all shared completely equally, and it works really well and just flows so well. And this tablet is one of the things that I am really excited about, and just brings so much more to the tablet. And it is one of those things that people start to think that tablets can really replace laptops and PCs. Maybe not on some of the programs, but some of the day-to-day usage and just the general capabilities that you do have on these things. Also guys, leave your comments down below telling me what you honestly think. Tell me if you think that maybe one tablet should be higher up on the list or one tablet should be lower down on the list. I'll leave it in the description down below, every single tablet I've mentioned, and obviously you can go and view them, you can purchase them if you think that maybe they're worth your time and money. But anyway guys, my name is Carl, I'll see you next time. Peace.